You're live.
Okay, good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's Wednesday Refuel. Welcome to Mompreneurs, welcome to SMEs, welcome to WSMEs, which is Women SMEs. We have to remember to thank and highlight everybody that contributes towards making this possible. On Mondays, we have Rev Walter. He talks about, this week he's been talking about bootstrapping. On Tuesdays, we have Dr. Sunshine, Dr. Sylvia Walia Mwansa, my mother, and she's on her shoulders is why I am progressing. Thank you so much, Mom. On Wednesday, we have myself, and then on myself, Sampa Salome Mwansa-Chilambwe, and on Thursday, we have Dr. Nelly. On Friday, it's a wellness day, and this is such a brilliant opportunity because StreamYard allows you to stream onto all platforms at the same time. So it's so great. I don't know where you're listening to me from, if it's YouTube, if it's Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm going to include my LinkedIn page in due course. And so welcome and thank you for always showing up. So today's topic is we're talking about rebranding. When, why, how to rebrand. Rebranding is something that's really important. There's different reasons why we rebrand. Did you go through something and want to change your business? Do you want to pivot? Or do you simply want to try something else? It's okay sometimes to try something and then you want to try something else. But sometimes you have what we call in MCP a burning platform. A burning platform is a place that brings this fire in your belly and says, this is the reason now why you are pushing. This is the reason why you are doing something. So what is your burning platform? I want you to write that down. What is your burning platform? What is the reason you are doing what you're doing? What is pushing you and propelling you towards what it is that you need to do? What do you really want? So rebranding and just reinventing yourself is so important because not only, so for instance, for me, I grew my brand so large that people were associating me with the Salome Trust Initiative because that was my baby. That was the business that I grew from scratch, from an idea all the way into a revenue generating business. So what is it that is prompting you to grow? So when the business failed, and this is something that I willingly admit, the business grew to revenues of, it was amazing. I was able to buy myself a car, to do this. But when the business failed, I went into a slight depression, which is okay to share because now I'm out of it. I went into a slight depression because I was like, what did I do wrong? What is it that I did? And, my intention was always good. Always good. And when this failed, I went into a depression and I was feeling bad about myself. I was just in a very different headspace as to what I am now. And because of that, it created the impetus for me to then, it created the burning platform. Right? It created the burning platform because I knew I wasn't going to give up. I'm not someone who easily gives up. But I knew that I can't do this business anymore. This business was giving me sleepless nights. It just stopped working. And like my sister-in-law told me, it's good sometimes to try things because in trying things, that's when you grow. And just yesterday, I think we can observe a minute of silence for Auntie Christine Lombe. She was someone who I assisted with village banking and doing her narrations and things like that. And my mom just said, oh, this is the Christine Lombe. Maybe I just didn't explain properly, but this is who passed away. And, when she did, I just felt so bad. I said, oh yes, I remember her. And she spoke really, really highly of me. She says, oh, you've got an intelligent daughter. This is what she did. She would help me with my narrations. She would help me to make sure that my figures are correct. When her figures were not correct, we would then speak to the executive and tell them, okay, we've gone through the figures and there's this missing, or there's this that needs to be corrected. And she was so happy. So please just join me in observing a moment of silence for Auntie Christine Lombe. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for experiencing that with me. I just felt I need to honor her in some way. And from where she is, may her soul rest in peace. She was someone who pushed me and said, look, you can do this, and I believe in you. And it was brilliant. Yes. So being true to yourself, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why you're doing this, why you are rebranding? You have several reasons why you rebrand. You can comment in the comment box why you would want to rebrand. Like I mentioned, one, maybe you were doing a business and it failed. Two, maybe you hit rock bottom and then you want to climb yourself out. Three, you joined a business or started a business which wasn't quite right for you. And maybe you also just want to be a different person. So yes, that's what I've done. My new business is called Digibusiness Zambia. I assist with compliance and business administrative skills. I'm a business consultant, and I would like to share that I'm going back to school to study accountancy and taxation, and also to incorporate this into integration of ESG. So that is really exciting, and I'll be sharing the progress just on here every Wednesday morning, just a short snippet of what I am doing. Probably someone can learn from it. So why rebranding? Rebranding helps you meet that burning platform, right? To answer that burning platform. What is your burning platform? You know, it shows that you've grown, you're doing great things, you've understood what it is that you're doing, you've created this momentum, this motion that, okay, I know I'm great, this may not have worked, but I am not going to stay in isolation. I'm not going to stay in depression. I'm going to acknowledge that this has happened to me and start going up the learning curve. You know, I was actually telling Dr. Sanchin that I think this is my slide. This is something which I can present. I can present this so well because I've lived it. I've lived it, and many people, we've heard many different stories of people that killed themselves, or people that are in depression, people that are going through their burning platform but don't know how to come out of it. I've lived it. I've lived it, and this is something which I can tell you 100% that this you can do. You can come out of your burning platform. You can create everything that you need to do. What is the burning platform? What is rebranding, right? Rebranding is where you say, okay, this is who I am now. This is who you need to be expecting. When you see me, you see Digibusiness Zambia. You don't see the Salome Trust Initiative anymore. You see me, you morning. My older brother has just walked in. Is someone who, oh, thank you. So he's someone who pushes me. He says, look, I know, and he uses slang. He says, yeah, a chick, but you can do it. If there's a few chicks who I know who are hard chicks, it's my wife and you. He's always saying that. So I need to always make him proud. His wife is a pilot, and she's pivot. She's rebranded, so she does deco. She does all these beautiful deco pieces and background. What are they called? Backdrops. She does that. You want a backdrop? Please contact my sister-in-law. She's rebranded from being a pilot. She's rebranded from being a pilot onto being one of the top deco people, and she knows her goods are top notch. And she always does, everything she does is finesse. It's with finesse. So what she calls her business is flair, because it's a lifestyle. She wants to do everything she does it with flair. So you need to make sure that you keep growing, you keep just developing yourself. You can do this. Don't stay stuck in depression. Don't stay stuck in isolation. I'm out of it. Yesterday, I went to an event and they're like, oh my God, you look so great. Which company are you representing? And I said, look, I sit on the board of SBM. It's a family business. And I'm running my own business, Digibusiness Zambia, that does administrative skills, administrative support for corporates. So it's B2B and B2G. So this, if you want to contact me, you can contact me. You can also go to our website, and you can also go to our pages, Digibusiness Zambia. This is, I'm very ready to provide you this service. And the fact that I am also going to school just to cement this, I'm an economist by degree, and I did a double major in economics and business management. The economics degree was so tough. And, and this is something that they said, oh, then it must to be a walkover for you going back to school and doing the accountancy as a postgraduate diploma. So this is what I'm doing now. When is it time for you to leave your burning platform? When is it time for you to rebrand? As soon as you make the decision, as it all depends on you. As soon as you make the decision to rebrand, do it. It's like jumping off a cliff. I'm someone who just jumps. I jump and I say, yeah, this is going to work. By hook or crook, it will work. And I think that's what makes the difference between an entrepreneur and someone who is, what does Dr. Sunshine call it? A hobbyist. Yeah, so someone who's a hobbyist is very different from someone who's an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, you jump off the cliff with a parachute, hoping that you're going to make it work, hoping that your parachute is going to work. It can be so tough to jump off a cliff, but you can do it. You can do it. Trust me, you can do it. Don't get stuck in depression. Don't get stuck in isolation. This is something which you can do. It all depends on yourself. It all depends on how willing you are to push this. Your agenda is based on you. You are the only person who can push what you do. No one is going to push it for you, not your mom, not your brother, not your husband, not your dad, yourself. These are your support system. Once you make the decision to say this is what you want to do, your support system will come in strong because they know they can see a clear line as to what it is that you want to do. This morning, my dad is taking me to Zika and to ZRA just to cement that it is that I am doing. So what it does when you rebrand and you're clear about your new direction is that it creates this momentum, it creates this motion that people then come and they know how to support you, right? So please do it. When is the correct time? Right now. Don't get stuck in your situation. Be be ready to rebrand. Be ready to test yourself out. Be ready to support yourself. Be ready to stand up and say, look, I am here. I am not giving up. I'm doing it. I tried this. It worked for some time. There was no longevity and sustainability to it, but I'm willing to now try something else. So rebrand. Call me if you need a rebrand. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. Okay, I'd like to do this. I'd like to rebrand. I'd like to make sure that what I'm doing, you start the process. And this is why I love the mindset change process. Dr. Sunshine was speaking to Yande yesterday, and how she didn't want to erase what it is that she was writing. And I resonated with this so much, because I do not like to erase. I don't. So this is something which I was like, okay, look, it's okay to make mistakes. Those that don't make mistakes, they don't really amount to much, Be willing to make a mistake. Be willing to own up to your mistake. Be willing to say, look, I made a mistake and I'm willing to learn from it. I'm willing to grow from it. What determines your growth is yourself. Have you learned from your mistake? Are you collaborating with other people? What is it that you're doing? And for me, what I learned, number one thing that I learned and the reason why I rebranded, is I did not want to work alone anymore. I did not want to work alone anymore, right? I didn't. So I said, okay, with Digibusiness Zambia, I'm going to make sure that I'm leveraging not only on giants like Revuota and Dr. Sunshine and Dr. Nelly and my dad and, everybody that has been there before me. I'm going to make sure that I am leveraging also on the regulatory bodies, and they're so willing, and they're so willing to support. They're so willing to support. You just get your papers in place, you just get your accreditations in place, you get your licenses in place. They are willing to support. They actually said, we've never met anybody that advocates so hard for compliance. I advocate hard. I make sure that my family businesses are compliant. You see, I'm now walking my talk. Before, with my business, I was doing it sometimes, okay, even people wouldn't necessarily know what I'm doing. But now, because I want this Digibusiness to eventually be a public company and follow the footsteps of CEC, this is Copper Belt Energy Corporation, and become a unicorn. It's possible. They've just shown us that it's possible to be a unicorn in Zambia. It's possible. And a unicorn is a company that has $1 billion valuation. And this is something that I'm also going to speak about in the follow-up classes. I will teach you how to evaluate your business. It's pretty easy. And this is from an education side of not only being an economist, but also having the interest in learning how to value my business, how to make sure that you've put in the correct structures and systems to make sure that your business is sustainable. If your business is not sustainable, you will not have a strong brand. People will not know what your vision is. People will not know what it is that you want to do, and it will make it harder for them to participate with you. It will make it harder for them to come on board with you and say, this is what I want to do. So yes, make sure that when you're rebranding, you are very, very deliberate about it. So how to rebrand? I'll give you a few steps on how to rebrand. One, I hope you've got your pens ready. One, you assess. Assess yourself. Assess where you are. Why are you where you are? Life is dips. 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down. And when I say a minute, I mean it in the biblical sense. For us, a minute, God's minute can feel like, ish, it's been 3 years. When am I going to come out of this valley? When am I going to come out, God, please? But for him, it's just a moment like that, and you're out of it, immediately out of it. So for me, I'm going to just hold on to God know what it is that you want God to do for you, and trust his process. Trust his process. Trust God's process. Only when you trust his process do things begin to happen. So assess where you are in your business. 2, be deliberate of where you want to go. Write it down. What is your goal? Write down your goal. What is it? So once you assess and then write down your goal, you're able to then say, okay, this is my goal. And your goal should be smarter. I used to look at goals as being smart, but after going through the MCP process, it's actually smarter, right? Specific, measurable, achievable, attainable, realistic, time bound, and E was, is it what? What was E?
Exciting.
Exciting. Thank you. That's why it's important for your mentor to always be there to support. Please, thank you for having my back, my giant. Exciting. And R is?
You must review, refine
That's
all
it.
the
Yes.
risks.
That's it. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunshine. So it should be exciting and you should review. Why it should be exciting is, discipline comes in. You remember, if you've been following the series, we spoke about this. Discipline is what will make you, the first excitement, you say, oh, I'm doing this. But once you're disciplined, it encourages consistency, it reduces procrastination. And then once you're disciplined, that initial motion, once the excitement is out, then you are able to continue, because not only are you disciplined, but you're also consistent. So be excited about what you want to do, but also be disciplined to see it through. And then our review. Make sure that you're reviewing your what you're doing. Is it Auntie Ruth actually had mentioned something about this, that after she had started her project to build her house. She had started her project to build her house, and once she was assessing as she went. She was assessing as she went, okay, what is your goal? What it is that you are doing? And she was able to then review. She was able to review and say, okay, I don't think at the moment it's realistic to have an upstairs house. So she turned it into a bungalow. So this is what you need to do when you set your goals. So 1, assess where you are in business. 2, write down your goals. Write down your goals. Your worst handwriting is better than your best memory. You see, I had a memory lapse just now. I knew it, but I was like, had I written it down on my reference guide, I was going to remember that it's actually exciting. And review.
I think something has gone wrong with maybe she has lost the 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 stream. Yeah, maybe something has gone wrong with the network. But yeah, what she's talking about is really what we must be doing. And when we talk about, she's talking about the first thing that you need to do was to access where you are in business. And the second thing that she's talking about is write down the things that you want to do, because the moment you write down something that you want to do, then it becomes visible to you. And she was talking about what we do in mindset change, where we are saying your worst handwriting is better than your best memory, because things go missing in your head and in your space. So whatever it is that you want to do, it is those are things that really make you
Sorry about that. I dropped off.
Make you remember what it is that you want to do. So be deliberate in the things that you want to do through your smarter goals, so that you can be able to actualize the things that you want. And she was talking about really the things that you want to do, they would be able to be done as and when it is possible. And she talked about the burning platform. And the burning platform is really the things that are surrounding you, the things that will cause you to act, the things that will really make you, jump out. Imagine you're on the burning platform, you're on a ship, and that ship is about to sink. That ship is about to sink. So when it sinks, when it's burning, are you going to stay there on the burning platform, or are you going to jump? I think this is the story that she was trying to tell you. So when you are ready to jump, it doesn't matter what it is. You have your parachute, you have your life jacket, you have everything. And the parachute and the life jacket is the people that are supporting you, is the people that are there to see you grow. It is the people that are really holding your hand to say you can do it, you can do it. Failure was just an experience. So when we have failure, it is just an experience. And now the steps that you're going to be doing are those steps that really make you stand out, really guide you on a daily basis, the things that you're going to do, your high payoff activities, your HPS. Oh, Sampa, you're here. Okay, you can carry on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think there was an internet glitch. So yes, I had said that step number 1 is assess where your business is at. Write down your smarter goals. And 3, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to pivot. What I mean is, if something is not working, let it go. There's a post that I saw on LinkedIn. This woman was crocheting. And when her thread had finished, she carried on and she was crocheting using her hair. Crocheting. And she almost went into the ditch. As soon as she let go that crochet hook, then she breathed, and by that time she was her hair had come out. I could resonate so much. I was like, this is so great. This is so great, because it shows the message. Say some people are sometimes not willing to let go, and then this can hurt you, because when you're not willing to let go of something and you keep pushing it, God is saying, no, not here, my child, my daughter, my son, not this one, not this business. You are going to burn, right? But you carry on. You're like, no, this same one, God, this is where my bread and butter is. This is what is pushing me. So now I need to stress that there's a difference between giving up and pivoting, right? If you just tried something, and I hear this a lot. I failed at my business. Now my next question is, okay, what were you doing and what happened? No, I didn't get my first customer. I think we need to be using the word failure properly. Why and pivoting. There's, if you haven't pushed, even in your heart, it's not just that I haven't got my first customer. I haven't just done enough. I haven't just done enough for me to have my first customer. I haven't pushed. Have you been to the mall? Have you gone shop to shop? Have you been to the market? Have you woken up at 6? Have you got a Facebook page? Have you opened up pages? Have you done this? Have you tried that? Sometimes people may give up too quickly. So there's a difference between giving up too quickly and pivoting. If you've tried something and it's failed, then you can pivot. But if you've just heard that, Mulenga Shama tomatoes, she sells tomatoes, let me try. And you try and you don't even get one customer. Or there's one which is actually very common, selling beddings, right? You get your beddings and you say, I've failed to find a customer. Let me just use it in my house. You haven't even tried. You haven't even been to the market. You haven't shined. You haven't done your homework, right? Then please just keep at that and see it through. See it through. When you see it through and it still fails, then you can pivot. Don't give up too easily. Try. Once it doesn't work, then you can try something else. Don't be someone that easily jumps. So because it shows one, a lack of seriousness. Two, investors are less likely to bank on you. So try that business that you're trying. Try it and see it through. Then you can pivot if it's not working. So today has been about rebranding, and I hope it's been good for you as it's been for me. Do it. I believe in you. I believe in myself. For so long as there is a God, and there is God, God is for everyone. God is for everyone, and you are there, and you can win, and you can do it. And please keep pushing, keep praying, keep doing it. Don't stay in depression. Don't stay in isolation. Come out, especially those in debt. How are you going to pay back your debt if you're in isolation? Come out, be present, shine. I'm going to revive my Facebook page. If there's those that still want to bash me about it, that's fine. I'm reviving my Facebook page because there I have over 30,000 followers who I'm sure are waiting to listen to my voice. So I'm just going to announce that I'm pivoting and this is what I'm doing now. Should you want to support, you can support, right? So thank you so much, and have a blessed day. Thank you so much.